healing homies, it's your honest homegirl Kᴇɪ, and I felt led to do a shadow work reading for you guys. So we are going to do a reading on what is holding you back. I feel like something is like keeping you stuck and stagnant. There's something that is like, it has you imbalanced in some way, shape, or form. Okay, like I don't know, because I was gonna do a fun reading, and Spirit's like, no, you need to do like a somewhat of a shadow work reading where we can get to the bottom of why you may be like closed off. So let's do why you're closed off. Now, the channeled messages that I was getting before I did your reading was the fact that you, again, my readings are fluid, energy is fluid. So this could be you, this could be the people around you, okay, that are in your energetic field. So take it how it resonates. What I was getting, if this is you, you are closed off because you're trying to balance out life right now. You're trying to figure out what's next, what do you need to do, who do you need to get rid of, who can stay and come with you. You're doing a lot of shadow work, okay? And it may not feel pretty. You may be mad, okay? Because I'm feeling like you're mad with spirit, you're mad with your ancestors, you're mad with yourself, you're mad with everybody around you, and you're like, you know what, I need to be by myself to figure some things out. For others of you, this is your child, okay? You may have like a teenage daughter that may be conflicted on what she wants to do with her life. And I always felt like if I was ever a parent, I would never tell my kids what to do, but what I would do is I would list all the pros and all the cons of whatever it is that my kid is trying to do, and let them tell them in layman terms so that they could fully understand what they're getting themselves into. Now, if they choose to continue to do whatever it is that they want to do, knowing the pros and the cons of a situation, be my guest. But don't think you're going to come crying to me after I done told you. Okay, 222 in the time as I say that. Like, and you could have had this type of conversation with your child. Or you could be the parent that's always telling your child what to do. And this is a conflict of interest where it's like, you may end up losing your child to the streets because you keep telling them what to do. And it's like, I know as a parent, you just want to protect your child. You want the best for your child. You want them to learn from your mistakes. But sometimes if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If you believe in God and God's plan, best believe no matter how much you try to protect them, no matter how much advice you try to give them, they're going to do what they want to do. And it's in God's plan for them to get into whatever they're going to get into, for them to learn whatever lesson they need to learn. A lot of times, y'all parents may not want to hear this, but y'all be taking on your own kids' karma and then y'all be mad. Y'all be sitting here trying to save your kids, and then you be dealing with the repercussions of the situation, and then you still mad. It wasn't your karma to take on. This is why they're never learning the lesson. This is why they keep going through repeated cycles. Sometimes they have to deal with consequence. And that's one thing I used to think my father was strict, but my father, when I think about it, wasn't really too, like, he was strict, but he wasn't too strict. Like, he didn't play no games. He was big on respect, and he was big on telling the truth. And he allowed us to go out and explore. And did I get in trouble sometimes? Yeah, but a lot of times I didn't get in trouble for nothing major. It's like, if you instill the right morals and values in your kids, I'm going to tell you right now, no matter how much you doubt them, eventually it's going to click. Eventually they're going to remember what you told them. But it's like they have to deal with consequence first. They have to understand what consequences are. If you keep trying to protect them from consequences, how do you think they're ever going to learn? What do you think is going to happen to them when you're gone? You're going to enable them to be someone that never holds themselves accountable. So let them do what they need to do. Because technically, you're only here to guide them anyway. They still going to make their own decisions. You could sit there and talk to them until the moon turns blue. They're still going to do what they want to do anyway. So you might as well just let them do what they're going to do, but inform them first. This is what you want to do? Okay, cool. Boom. Let's have this meeting. Mom and dad, pros and cons. Now go on and choose what you need to do. You did your job already. You forewarned them. You told them the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you believe in God and you believe in God's plan, there's nothing else to do. Okay? Because I really feel too, for some of you, the reason why you have a child that may not be, you know, really open is because your household is a wreck. I'm going to tell you right now. You might be mad at me, but it's like you can't lie to these kids no more. These kids are too smart for their own good. And I was one of them kids where kids weren't so smart. They were smart, but they weren't that smart. Okay? 5 on the timer. And it's like, I was one of them kids where it's like, you could not lie to me. I could look you in your eye and tell you were lying to me as a kid. And we lose all respect for you after that. As a parent, you lying to us, we lose respect for you. Because we're looking at you like you sitting there teaching us not to lie, but you just lied in my face and I'm supposed to sit there and listen to anything else that you tell me. So it's like you have to be the example. You have to sit there and be doing it yourself. And I learned that personally with my daycare babies when I kept telling one of my daycare babies, baby, put your slippers on, put your socks on, something. I don't want you messing up your toenails. That's a liability. I don't want you hurting yourself. I don't want you breaking no toe, no nothing. And she turned around and said, well, Miss K, why are you barefoot? Because at the time I had the daycare like matted out where it was just cushion all over the floor and carpet. So she stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, you know what, baby? You're right. Go get Miss K slippers. And as soon as I kept my slippers on my feet, I ain't never had to tell that baby to sit there and put her shoes or socks on or her slippers on ever again. Why? Because I had to be the example. When your house is not in order, what makes you think your kids going to be in order and listening? So maybe you might need to look in the mirror for yourself. And that's probably what you're doing. You're probably taking a good look in the mirror and holding that person in that mirror, that reflection, accountable for whatever is going on. For whatever is going on with your child. And it doesn't have to be a daughter. It could be a son. Okay? I feel like there's a lot of secrets that are being withheld in that household somehow, some way. One thing I learned quick was how to pretend. Like everything was all right out in the public eye, but when we get home, it's a shit show. Like, and then this is what you're teaching your kids to do. I hated that, oh, what happens in my house stays in my house. You know how many predators y'all protected back in the day? And now? From them sayings? You know how many people were hurt? And their feelings weren't acknowledged? Again, secrets. So there's a need to heal something within your own household in order for your kids to get right. Okay? For some of you, you have either devilish ways, bad addictions, and there's like a need to have the courage to get over that. If you got addictions, guarantee you one of your children, out of how many kids you have, will have an addiction too. If you are the type of parent that when you get stressed out and you smoking and drinking, you don't think your child ain't gonna pick up a cigarette or a drink the minute they get stressed out? Some may not, because remember, you could have two kids and one could go the right way and one could go the far left. And still have the same two parents, and people be wondering how that one made it and that one didn't. One chose, I will never be like y'all. And the other one became y'all. But then you mad at the one that became like you, but it was your fault in the first place. I'm just telling you the truth. And I'm not going to hold your hand when I say that. Because somebody's going to have to hold you accountable for it. I'm such an advocate for children. Teenagers too. I always blame the adults in the situation and never the child. Because they're children at the end of the day. And when you're older, you know better and you're supposed to do better. I love you guys, but sometimes I got to be strict and I got to be stern with y'all. But there is a need for you to take a leap of faith and bring some balance into your world so you can bring that same energy and that same balance into your children's world. This is why your kids are closed off. You're closed off. This is why your kids are not healing, because you're not healing.